Good afternoon, and welcome in to another Titan Talk. Joining me today is going to be Rockey, as Kilgun is on vacation for the weekend. You saw Clumsy on Monday, so it's time to get some Rockey on. Could everyone just quickly in chat just let me know audio sounding good to y'all?
Yeah,
no
can you
issues
hear
there?
us all?
Clumsy was in here on Monday and things aren't working correctly, so
We lost all
just
our
wanna
audio
make
like
sure.
30 seconds before this.
Crunchy. All right, give me 2 seconds. Goodness gracious.
Oh no.
You can keep talking.
I'm going to keep talking so that you guys can give feedback on the audio quality. They say very crunchy. Is it crunchy like...
Okay.
Oh, I hear... Ooh.
Do you hear now?
Maybe?
Is that better or worse?
Am I worse or better? Some vocal popping. Oh, better. I see a lot. I saw a lot.
Okay.
Everyone's happy now.
If in doubt, switch it off.
Yep.
Switch it on again. Let me just check one
And
more
then
thing.
if that
for you
doesn't work,
all.
you throw it out the window and you cry.
You close the stream and say goodbye, everybody. Have a good day. Okay, so hopefully audio should be a bit better. Apologies about that. We'll blame Clumsy, though, and move on.
Exactly.
Talking of apologies, here we go. English guy on stream again. Guess what he's going to do? I want to say, first of all, we had a lot of issues with Discordia patch yesterday. More than usual, not that we want a usual, but apologies for all the issues that a lot of players ran into yesterday. We have resolved the majority of them in some regards, have some temp fixes in place, some permanent fixes. I'm going to recap them all now. But it wasn't the greatest day, Rockey, with a couple of things that went on.
No, not one of our finest patches.
And I think it's even worse because it was the first one of the year, but it was also a lot of
I like
things
to
that go in
say
the game.
there's usually at least like 2 or 3 a year that get us.
Yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
mean, if you think about, like, we patched him, 24 times, I
Yeah,
guess,
I mean,
a
we
year,
passed
so.
like how many times last year? And like,
lot.
we would probably do for one eventually.
A lot. But it's not the greatest time, and it's not a great
No.
experience for the players either. It's not something we're trying to have happen. Obviously, we do care, and we were trying to work through them yesterday. So let's go through a bit of a recap, first of all, of some of the issues we ran into. First of all, the speed and slow issues that we saw in game. We had a lot of issues where people were getting reduced movement speed after using some of their abilities that would just stay. And some people were also getting movement speed that was kind of staying around
Yes.
too. This obviously wasn't intentional. We have got a temporary fix in place, and we're continuing to work on a much more stable, permanent fix going forward. More than likely going to take a couple of days.
Yeah, the current fix that we have, it's not 100%. It's not going to fix everything, but it should be recoverable. If you are still getting permanently movement speed for the entire match, please hit us up in the Discord, on the bug forum, whatever it needs to be.
Send them through.
But yeah, this is all an effort to get us towards that ideal new movement stream and like new movement system. So part of the nature of this is like doing this type of reworking on a major system. We're gonna have some stuff, but
we're aware we have a
pushing through it.
couple of temp fixes at the moment as we go through. I will say, just on another note, a lot of people were saying the performance was better for people.
Yes.
Overall, obviously we had a couple of changes on that end of memory usage, which people have already felt, which is great.
Yeah. One of our programmers posted about that, and the data looks good. So
that was a speed and slow issue that we've been working on. There was an issue with Capri. It's still being looked at, but we've got a fix going out shortly for Capri. TLDR, it was kind of related to Discordia and her Apple.
It was Discordia removing stuff and causing weirdness with Capri.
Yeah.
But hopefully we have a fix. It should be going out as a server fix at some point.
I was told maybe during Titan Talk. So maybe,
maybe even at some point today. But it'll be out, and it should resolve it. And hopefully it resolves other things with Capri, so you can have a better time being a crab. And
also just mention, if you do see any issues with Capri after basically later on today, send them in as we just monitor it and make sure everything's good there. More important one, the console store. Now, there was a lot of issues with the console store during this patch too, basically to do with the split view in console when you're in the inventory and shop menu. A lot of that has been resolved, I believe, at the moment.
Yes.
However,
so.
The fix was to like switch to view to center or aligned. It wasn't intentional for that to happen. Apologies on the information, trying to get that through there again on that front. But I know a lot of players on the console had a lot of issues with that.
Yep. Yeah.
Additionally, Aladdin's Winter Wish skin. That was also disabled by mistake, wasn't intentional. That should be available for everybody in game once again who have ownership of that. Next on is Discordia. She had a couple of issues too. Basically to do more things that some people did notice and didn't notice, but passive wasn't displaying correctly for Discordia. That's been fixed. And additionally, a few people were complaining they couldn't see the apple as it was firing across the map due to low settings and opacity settings that people had. So I know we've taken a look at that too, and that should have already been addressed and available in game.
Yep.
I think that's my list of notes. Maybe there's something else I'm missing. Obviously, rank was disabled because we were fixing through a lot of issues yesterday, but I believe rank's already back on this morning, so you rank grinders, get back to it.
Indeed.
That's my recap. Was there anything I missed, you think?
I think that was the majority of it. Yeah, once again, sorry for the state of it.
Don't you apologize. That's what I'm here for.
No,
okay?
no, I like to tell the people.
I'll do
you
it.
know.
Be honest with them.
Yep. Whenever these things happen, we try to get them as fast as we can. Unfortunately, some of these, it was just like the double whammy too of all these fixes just kind of needed clients, and clients have to go through certification. So
and I guess we
slows us down.
We should touch on what happened at the end of yesterday, when our work day to an extent, or the company work day, which is around 7 p.m. We did roll out a hot fix for all these issues. But that caused the game to crash for a lot of people. And a lot of people were complaining about crashes. We understood. We apologized for that once again. We immediately rolled that back, is what you could see, so you could all continue to play. But that was the reason for the crashes at the end of the day, was due to the hotfix. The good news is we are able to hotfix that quick and also mess around with things. But also, I guess the good news, things don't work out as planned. We can also roll it back a little bit.
Yeah, we tend to. Steam tends to be the one that is the most flexible with us, where we can put out a patch and then roll it back within an instant. So that usually is all like canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
Of like, when that goes bad, then it's like, pull the consoles back, abort.
Did PTS not find these bugs? Obviously, Broker Lower, who said that in chat. No, because if it did, we wouldn't have put it live. There's an extra couple of reasons of why PTS didn't find. I'm not going to go into the specifics of it, but it is related to playing the game in live versus playing it in the dev server and the PTS areas for the most part too.
Yeah. A lot of these issues kind of like came up due to ping issues, and like we don't get ping in our dev servers because we're all like right next to each other in the same building on the same server. So the dev ones didn't notice it, and unfortunately we didn't get it on PTS either. Yeah,
but we're not trying to have these things happen.
Yeah.
Can we get double worshippers as a sorry? No. I'm not going to give you double worshippers for one half day patch. Get out of here. Don't be greedy. Enjoy your free to play game. That's what I'll say there. So what else do we have to talk about today? I guess for the most part, Rocky, because you're with me, we're just going to do Q&A and kind of focus on what questions people have for you for the most part. Thanks for digging in when the poop hits the fan. Listen, we try, but at the same time, we don't want the poop to hit the fan in the first place for the most part.
Could Tesla, I don't even know how to pronounce that god's name, be a new SMITE 2 deity? I mean, anything's possible one day. I don't know who that god is, so unlikely it's a new one right now.
From a standpoint, we're trying to get the gods that people want in the game based off what was in SMITE 1, so that's kind of the focus at the moment. New gods may come at some point, but we don't have any information on that.
Yep. Let's see, what we got going on here?
Rocky, has UE5 made any part of your job harder than UE3?
I think it makes it harder because it's just more cooks in the kitchen. So like, we have a lot more people touching it, and that inherently just means there's less like controlled paths. But mostly it made our life easier because it's easier for people to fix things. Designers can fix things without me having to go in and do it. Let's see.
It's definitely one of those days where we don't have much planned with Kilgoon being out. We don't have much to announce because the patch just dropped. And obviously the patch that dropped, we had a lot of issues with. So I'm expecting a lot of people going, it's unplayable, there's issues. And we are working through them. Ranked assault? Nope. Listen, let's be real. If we're not doing a ranked joust right now, you ain't getting a ranked assault, okay?
How would that even...
I'd play ranked assault.
How would that even work, though? Like,
okay, here's how it works,
because assault's supposed to be random.
Listen, I am a purist when it comes to assault, though. A purist. No rerolls.
Yeah.
No trades. Your god gets locked. It's all RNG. That's ranked.
That's
ranked
true.
Assault. No played around.
We've been too handholdy with the assault players.
I mean, that's weird in a weird way of like assault's supposed to be an all random game mode, and we keep putting arbitrary rules and stuff. I get the healing one to an extent, but still, that's how rank should work.
Ranked assault is just you choose one god, and that's everyone's that one god, and you all have to fight.
We've had modes like that, haven't we? Much of the day modes in SMITE 1 definitely were all
the Yorms of the world. Are you guys still not considering slash mode? It's more popular than y'all give it credit for. it's one of those things right now where we just don't want to split the queues any more than they already are. Like, we want to make sure that each queue is healthy, and we feel like adding another mode to the game right now, like, the most we would do would bring back, like, match of the day stuff, which we have talked about doing, but, like, bringing back a whole mode like Slash or Clash or Joust or Siege, it's just not really something we're considering at the moment. And it requires a lot of bandwidth. We need a whole new map. We need environment art. And
it's not off the table at all. It's not something we're not going to do, but it's just not in the scope at the moment.
Yeah, not in the scope at the moment. But I appreciate it. I also miss Slash.
Me too. I mean, Slash and Siege
a good mode.
and Clash, I've played all of them. They were all quite enjoyable for different reasons. It's a good entry point for Conquest in some regards too.
It is.
But also it's a chance to mess around with some of your builds a little bit there and not feel too bad in your Conquest games.
Can I leak anything that doesn't matter?
Do it.
I mean,
what have you got? Do you even know?
I know so much, and that's the scary portion.
It's always dangerous.
I can't leak anything.
Always
I will leak something eventually by accident, but I can't leak it on purpose because I'll choose the wrong thing.
Can we see the results for the God popularity survey you guys did? Honestly, when you did that form and you filled it in, it says at the top, you may not get this data, and it's probably unlikely we're going to reveal all that data. Main reason for that, as we've said a couple of times now, is your expectations as a community is going to be the first 10 gods on that list. Where are they? Why aren't they in the game? We demand this because we voted for it. Same to be said, if we were to release a god that wasn't in the top 10, people would also be complaining about that too. So it is more of a data point. There's some information may get out there, but we're not going to be publicly releasing the whole list there, unfortunately.
Oh, you know what? I can leak something that I thought of.
It better be good. It better be good.
One of the modes is going to look beautiful. That's all I'll say. One of them is going to look beautiful.
Oh. When?
I think next patch.
If it's not beautiful next patch.
If it's not beautiful next patch, they're coming for me.
You're welcome. This is getting clipped now. Every single one's going to be. So which mode got beautiful here, Rockey?
Which mode's beautiful?
What beautiful thing we're looking at? Okay, we'll keep an eye on that.
It's secretly going to be one of the modes where I just put a crab in the corner, and he's just beautiful.
I mean, mode-wise, what we've got Conquest, Joust, and Arena, and Assault.
And Assault.
So is it Conquest? I'll narrow them down.
It's not Conquest.
Dun, dun,
it'll be one of the other ones.
There's your leak. That's your biggest leak.
That's all I'm giving you. Because otherwise, Kilgoon's going to come at me with a lifeboat.
When Kilgoon's back next week, and he's going to be like, Rockey, what did you tell me?
What did you tell these people?
What did you tell him what was going on?
He's probably on his boat right now, like watching. It's like,
What do we have?
My wandering path randomly completed without granting any rewards. Is this a known issue? Not that we know of, but like
I'll make a note of that.
You'll have to tell us like which reward specifically. Was it all the rewards? Like one of the rewards?
I mean, I appreciate this guy telling us if that's
yeah.
I appreciate them telling us like they got free rewards rather than just enjoying them.
Yeah.
But thank you. Is it just one reward or is it all the rewards?
Yeah, we just need to know like which one. Because it has happened before where like sometimes the stuff isn't hooked up correctly and it grants, but it doesn't give you the reward. And whenever that happens, we usually fix it immediately. But
can we get Ranked Joust, please? At the moment, no, we're not going to be looking to split the queue anymore. Ranked Joust didn't have a huge player base to begin with. I'm not saying it's not coming, but not at the moment.
Do I personally want Fafnir in 2026? I would say like I would be really interested to do work on Fafnir. I think he is a character that has a lot of potential as like a design, but I think was underutilized in Smite 1. That like I would want to. My vision of Fafnir is probably not necessarily what you want from Fafnir. Where like I want to remake Fafnir, and like I don't want to bring over his kit as is. I want to remake that character into something better.
What do you mean remake him?
I don't know. I just want to remake him. I want to find a kit.
All his abilities are different. Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to change him up. I want to use that dragon more.
Do you think the original Fafnir players would be upset though if you did that? If you changed him from what he was? Because that's what some of the argument will always be. Right?
I mean,
like, I missed the old one.
That's the thing with some of these characters. Like some of them are so unpopular that it's like, if we bring them over, like at what point is it effective to even bring them over? Like, are we bringing them over for like the 5 people in the corner that are like
super, yeah,
like the 5 set players that we got? Or do we bring them over and like try to give this character a new lease on life, like a fresh version? Like, if you think of yourself when you were younger, I don't know how old our players are, but like think of yourself like 20 years ago. You're not the same person you were 20 years ago.
Nope.
Why does Fafnir have to be the same person he was 20 years ago? He could be new.
He evolved.
Yeah, he could be evolved.
Okay. So aspect for him is original kit.
I don't know if we would do that
because that's the thing. Like you gotta lean into some of the original, right? Yeah.
I think it would be nods to it. Like I think I've talked about this a lot with design, and we've gone back and forth, and it's a very contentious topic of even doing this. But like, I think if you were to do it, I think you would find what makes the character core.
Yep.
Like, what is the core parts of you? Like with Ymir, we always knew like his freeze has to stay, his wall has to stay, but what could change with Ymir of like that type of stuff. Like we didn't do it with Ymir because we were just coming out, but like I think that's always the things we're looking for when we're talking about remaking.
I definitely suggested stupid things with Ymir, like the ult. Yeah. Remember Scardy Ice?
Oh yeah.
Imagine if it was a slip and slide on Ymir too.
Yeah, oh, there we go.
Genius.
There we go.
But it wouldn't always be good. It'd be useful in certain situations, but you'd lose a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think our only successful attempt at this has been like Loki. I think Loki is a really good example of a character that was very contentious, very hated upon.
Yeah.
And his new kit, yes, it alienated the old Loki people, but he has been far more successful and far more popular with his new version.
Definitely hangs around the meta a little bit.
Where does my accent come from? Boston.
Boston?
Boston.
Okay. I once got an Uber and someone went, "Are you from Boston?" because of my accent, and I'm like, no, nothing.
We had a coworker who was from Brazil. And she came in, and like within 5 seconds, she was like, "You're from Boston." I'm like, "How did you pick up that accent so fast?" Boston.
Did I know clumsy back in the UK? Listen, just because we're all people from the UK does not mean we know each other. Like, this is definitely an Americanized thing. I want to say, like, "Oh, I know Steve from London." I'm like, "Cool, there's millions of Steves in London." And then there'll be a story of like, "Oh, it's my cousin." But yeah, there's always.
You guys don't all just live in one house and talk to each other?
No, we don't, unfortunately. It's not the case. But no, I didn't know Clumsy. I mean, we worked with Clumsy before we both started working SMITE officially. Once upon a time, we were both baby casters, but that was a long time ago.
Hindu bullied me in high school. Damn.
Yeah, I wasn't a bully in high school.
That's fair.
I got bullied for just being rude, as in like just... My mouth got me in a lot of trouble, People would say stuff and I'd make them feel worse and then I'd get beat up. But that's just childhood, It is what it is.
How hard would it be to make it possible so that you could manually level up abilities with the mouse cursor by clicking them, like in SMITE 1? I didn't realize that was a thing you could do in SMITE 1.
It was, yeah. You could left alt and then just hover over it and click. There was a little plus button once upon a time that used to be up here just above it, I want to say. I just don't think it's worthwhile because if you're doing that, you've got no centralization of your screen. You've got keybinds for it too, so I don't understand why that would be a benefit.
Yeah, like that type of stuff too, we're less likely to want to do because, like, ideally we try to do stuff that supports both consoles and PC.
Yeah,
and we try not to do too much that makes it easier for one versus the other. But also, we have a lot. It's like I think Alex said the other day of like we have so many things on our backlog. We got work down from top to bottom.
And I think that's always good within the community is I say this almost a lot of time talks, but every single time people come and go, "Where's this? Where's that? Where's the other?" It's not that we don't care about those things. There is just a list of order of things that come through. And I think you can see that in some of the patches as well that come out of like, we've not spoken about something, people have complained about it, and we have done it.
Yes.
And surprised people because they didn't know it was, getting worked on, but we can't really talk about it because we don't know when it's all going to get delivered.
Yes.
At certain times. Chat's really into me bullying people now and talking about me for some unknown reason. I know you mentioned before about the ambassador stuff. Ambassador information Friday, Titan Talk. I'll have more information on stuff like that for you. Wasn't planned for this episode. Was planning to do all that Friday, so keep an eye out for that. Any news on Persephone? Not at the moment, I don't think.
Dead in a ditch right now.
Jeez, bit much.
No, dead.
Bit much.
I mean, she lives in the underworld.
I was going to say dead. That's true.
But no, not anytime soon. Will jump interaction ever be useful like a mini pay? Probably not. Jumps are just cosmetic feels, and also they will never feel exactly like SMITE 1. If you want them to feel exactly like SMITE 1, ain't happening. They are, look at them as a remake of jumps, just like we did with the Jormungandr's camera. It's like, it's just a remake. We can't ever get them to feel 100% exactly. But now you can hold spacebar and just endlessly jump. So isn't that just better?
sat here looking for some questions to answer because we're a little bit all over the place.
Someone's like, give me Raijin, give me death. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I've not heard much about Raijin.
Honestly, I forget about Raijin a lot of the time.
He was definitely much of a flavor in Smite 1 of like, you'll have like a 4 to 6 month period of like everyone Raijin.
Everyone wants
and
him.
then nobody played him.
Yeah.
How are our days going? I mean, honestly, today's been busy for everybody just because of the issues we've been seeing in the game from yesterday. So we're trying to resolve as many of those as possible and then also get feedback from you all too. But yeah, the grind is still on because obviously there's another update in a couple of weeks. So we'll be talking about that next week as well.
What are my favorite gods? I mean, a lot of my favorite gods are the ones I've worked on, like Danzabo, Jormungandr. I've been playing a lot of Izanami, though, recently. I liked her. Bali I worked on, and I like her flow a lot. Yeah. I dabble between a lot of random gods. I like to tell Pawn every time we play test, I just look at Smite Brain and I just go to like what the most popular god is, and I'm like, I'd try that one out.
You tried the god or you tried the build? Or
both.
Both. Okay.
And sometimes it works out really well, and they're like, "Oh, dang, you actually knew what you were building."
There's definitely a few playtests where you've not been doing. You know. You
and then a few times
yeah.
I'm like, who made this build? This is terrible.
It's funny because sometimes when we do the playtest, obviously, like the update went out yesterday for you all, so everyone was testing out new builds and things, and we've not even got updates ourselves to really know what's going on there. So it's always kind of what do we try and what do we do? With this patch, with this new patch, brackets, basically gutting Armor, Aspect, and Mordred, can we expect to see changes to them anytime soon? If they are gutted, basically, then I expect the devs will take a look at it and then make adjustments if their win rates and performances are slacking. But it's not even been 24 hours just yet, so I expect they'll take a bit more time. However, if there is a need, we'll probably see some balance changes.
Do you think making a multi-stage casting ability like Ishtar's 3 on her 1 is technically challenging? It was initially, but I think recently we've been doing some tech that I think will actually make that pretty easy. I think we have some that I just worked on that I'm like, ooh, this could work for that. So I don't think it will be bad anymore.
Careful in the leaks there. I could just see you going, I've got a few things.
I got some ideas cooking in the background of how to do it. But I have ideas cooking in the background on a lot of things of how to do. Because design's they're always picking gods, and they're like, what if we did this? I'm like, let me think about it. I'll get back to you in 6 months.
Any news on the German announced pack? No, not at the moment, unfortunately, Poker Face. I know there's a lot of different regions that have different languages that would like announced packs back. It will be something that I expect would change in the future, but not anytime soon, unfortunately.
Will ranked Joust 3v3 come back? It's same answer. We don't want to split the queues. Once the queues have more than enough players to support, we'll consider it. But not for right now. No.
Rockey, what is the god you want to work on most in the future? I'm pretty sure you may have mentioned this. I'm guessing, is it Faf? No? You want to work on, I guess.
If I want to work on.
Is it actually a god that you want? You're like, yeah.
I mean, the one I've always wanted to work on is I have a special love of dogs. So, like, I like to work on the characters with dogs. So, like...
Fenrir,
Scotty. Yeah, Fenrir, Scotty, anyone that we can make a dog skin for, I'm usually about.
Okay.
So that's how
right.
Yeah, that's how the art team tries to bribe me with things. Is they're like,
we'll do a dog skin.
They're like, here's a dog skin. What if we did this kid? I'm like, okay.
So would you have enjoyed your more if there was a dog skin, not a cat skin?
Oh, I pitched it heavily.
I bet you.
I was heavily, vehemently against the long cat, and instead wanted a long like. Oh God, wiener dog. I wanted it to be a wiener dog.
I don't know if this is a good question, but who do you not want to work on? Is what somebody asked.
Oh.
However, you're gonna end up having to work on them.
I have so many. I don't.
Is there any on the list right now that you're working on behind the scenes that you don't want to work on?
That I'm working on right now that I don't want to work on.
I'll dial it a little bit more. You can announce after the release in like 6 months and go, that one I hated doing.
No, I don't. Nope. Not anyone currently. There's no one currently that I'm like, I hate you and I wish you didn't exist. I have some where I playtest against them, and I'm like, maybe you were a mistake. But not at the moment. I would say there are some that I do dread doing. Like, I think Olawan's going to be a pain. I think Persephone is just a nightmare of design decisions that I don't have to deal with it because that's a pawn and clumsy problem. But like, it pains me. I don't want to have to think about the level of Weewick to that character.
Are there any updates on the rank reset at the end of the month, early next month? Yeah, Clumsy mentioned it on Monday, and last week we mentioned it that we're probably aiming for the update towards the end of this month. I'll try and get something completely concrete for you all on Friday, but I expect a reset probably the end of this month, start next month.
With the last warrior being Osiris in October, are we getting a new warrior soon? I don't know about necessarily soon, but we do have ideas of how to fulfill that soul lane wall. Like we are not going to let the soul lane go dry. I think
kind of leaking. So what are you leaking there? Are you looking? So you're like, we're not putting the soul laner in the game, but we're going to fill it.
We got ideas of how to.
Yeah.
So the thing people have to remember too is our most popular roles are mages and hunters
for sure,
and we have a plethora of them. Like I got mages galore.
We all have
I can toss mages out all day.
Yep.
But soul laners and hunter soul laners they are the most unfortunate class. They are a role that is so unpopular with all the characters.
I don't know. There's a lot in there that I think there's a lot of soul laners.
There's a lot of really fun soul laners.
Yeah, for sure.
They just don't. They are not the most popular of them.
That makes sense.
But so that's why they tend to right now not be the highest on our list to port, because we want to give the ones that are most played in.
Makes sense.
But I know we have looked at options of like, okay, here's a popular thing, and with the aspect system, we can swap people into roles a lot easier.
You hear my idea of solo lane, by the way? It's actually an island, a proper island.
That would be great.
And it floats in during the game.
Do you know we once prototyped that?
Did you?
At the very start,
I did not know that.
At the very start of SMITE 2,
do it.
We had a thing where we had jump pads that you would jump to a separate island and fight.
But you couldn't get off the island.
No, you could.
You could, but you had to go to the island. And then the map would slowly drift in.
No, it didn't drift. It just stayed.
It just stayed on an island.
You just stayed on an island.
Interesting.
It was cool. They killed it though, but it was cool.
I really love SMITE. Please make collabs. I mean, we'll do collabs eventually, probably, but at the moment we're still in development, so I don't think they'll come anytime soon.
It's got to make sense.
How's the new movement coming along? I think you've asked this a couple of times in chat, but I think you've already kind of experienced some of that in game because we've been trying to adjust some symptoms of it.
It's coming along. Like we have plans internally within the programming team of how we can do it. And I think we have a decent pattern of like a design that we think will work for it, but it's gonna take a long time for it to come in, and you will see it kind of like piecemeal its way in over the course.
It won't just be a click on.
It will not be a click on like it was last time, I think.
Yeah.
This will be a much more slow pace, and like we are trying to put in as many fail safes and backups as we can as we're putting it out there.
Yeah.
But it might be a little rocky. Just bear with us. Like,
sure.
It will be better for the long one, but it might be a little bit painful to start.
It's not. I keep seeing this question about out-of-combat animations for Reset Merlin and Yamoja. Probably in time till a Cosmilo. But at the moment, it's not a priority of ours, I'd say, so we're not going to push to get the out-of-combat animations. I don't think that's a huge priority in my mind of an out-of-combat animation versus, the game working well and people enjoying it for other reasons.
Is Kaon's boat hard to make? I don't know why a boat would be hard to make. It's just a model.
How dare you? Boats are hard to make.
Like all it does is slide around.
All those ship workers out there working right now, and you're like, that's easy.
Hey, there's a difference between a video game boat and a real boat.
Just take it can get clipped, okay? People are like, Rockey hates dock workers. He doesn't think they do anything.
In fairness, though, I bet you we could find a nice plank of wood. I bet we could stand on it and float.
I would not. I'll say that now.
That'll be our next video. Me and Hindu at a lake with a plank of wood. Can we make a boat?
We don't have the cameras for that for sure. What was the thing I saw there a second ago? Hindu should do the tour. I don't think we're going to see a tour. Being real, guys, we're in an office. Like, it's not an exciting place to
I
look
mean,
at.
like, do you want to see like office printing? We can show you the printer.
It really is like, this is our break room, and this is where Rockey sits.
Yeah. Do you know, I discovered we had a printer recently.
I mean, it's archaic technology at this point, I guess.
We had one still.
Yeah, definitely archaic.
Nemesis skin not able to be selected in the match lobby.
I'll make a note of that one. Which one was it?
Yeah, which one, Duskbreaker? Comment in the chat.
New Nemesis one? That's a bit weird if it is the case. This computer logs out every time. Nemesis scan. Any esports news? No, not right now, Pokerface. When I get more esports news, I'll let you know. When we talk about esports news, I'm going to make it out there real quick because all the creators started to put out a lot of content over the winter period, which makes sense. But even back in October, November, I said there's no plan for an SPL anytime soon. We're still in development. It's not going to happen. However, we will continue to fund esports where we can. And that'll kind of be the state of play there. But expect more news on esports in the coming weeks.
To answer Flair's question, do you actually think Warriors are not high on the list because of popularity, or do you think a lot of current Warriors have above average technical hurdles? Thinking of like Tier and Arthur. I think it's a combination of both. They are the ones that we have that are really, really popular are the King Arthurs and Surters of the world, which are much bigger technical hurdles. Like even Kukulane is a much bigger technical hurdle, not from the gameplay programming side, but from the art side.
Yes.
It's 2 models, 2 animations. Even Tier, someone you would think would actually not be that bad.
Because it stands up,
He's got 2 different animations. So that means he has like 2 full animation sets that he has to do. So there are characters like that we consider that we have to balance them to make sure that we don't overload any one department. And then we do have some warriors that are just straight unpopular, like Vimana is just straight down at the bottom. I love Vimana. I've been pitching for Clumsy to do baby Vimana for ages because, I mean, he's so simple. He's just a baby with a club. He just smashes people in the face.
Over and over again.
That's all he has to do. But Clumsy's like, no, we need to make him better. And he doesn't want to do it for me, so we won't get baby Vimana. But, yeah, I mean, it's a combination of all 3 of the factors. It's like warriors are not the most popular. The ones that we have most of the popular ones in the game already. So the ones that we have, they are still coming. Like, it's not that. We usually try to balance the roles, but every now and again we have to do some kerfuffling where there might be a little bit of a drought. But usually we try to compensate, like you saw with Artia, where she's not a warrior per se, but we gave her an aspect that very much can make her into a warrior.
Sure.
So you'll see stuff like that, I think, that will be more popular. But there's some true warriors coming in the pipeline. We have some. I just talked, and I think we locked in some the other week. So they are coming. You'll see them, just not for a bit.
I had something, I lost it. I'm sorry, chat.
Horus is a popular support warrior. He was very high.
I'd argue he was originally a support that was a warrior, but he was definitely played more support than the solo lane.
He was like a Yorm.
But then he switched over time.
Yeah, he was a Yorm, a Guardian built to be a warrior, and Horus was a warrior built to be a Guardian. And now he's just a popular boy. And I'm like, I don't understand. He's just a bird. But this is why I don't make the characters.
Why?
Because I'm just like, I look at them, I'm like, that's just a bird. Will the original VGSs or dances come back? Probably not the dances. They weren't ever super popular, and they were very niche.
Rarely used. Sure.
Yeah. Like maybe one day they'll come back, but unlikely to come back anytime soon. Trust me, you do not want a god design for me. Excellent Excalibur. It would not go well. It would not be good.
How has the reception of most aspects been? Rather negative? No, I don't think so at all. I think a lot of people have enjoyed the flavor that's come with them as well. I think it's a little bit of a learning curve, though. This is just my personal opinion, just so you know. Like, I think it's a bit more of a learning curve because gods have aspects and there's a bit more depth to them now in terms of playability. But for experienced players who played Smite 1, because everyone feels they're an experienced player, whether they played 1 season of Smite 1 or they played 10 years of Smite 1. However, coming to Smite 2, there's going to be changes with the aspects that are going to switch it up a little bit, and it's something new to learn.
Yeah.
But also, you still want to keep the core for new players coming in and understanding.
I think aspects are very much geared for they are really good for the veteran Smite 1 players who you've been playing this god for X amount of years in Smite 1, and now they're in Smite 2 with a whole different flavor to them. And I would say for like the new players coming in, my recommendation would be don't touch the aspects to start and just like play the base kit, understand that, and then like Or if you really hate the base kit, then maybe try the Aspect. Maybe you'll like that.
I actually got my first live Aspect Geb game in Assault yesterday. I fed. But his range is just so much shorter with the autos compared to the carries, but it looks great. It feels good going crit.
He's so cool.
I fed a lot yesterday. Not going to lie. I don't think I actually won an Assault game.
Yeah.
I think the one Assault game we would have won, just so you know. I had to AFK because there was an enemy on the enemy team who was kind of new to us. He was a newer player. We didn't know, but he didn't do very well. Yeah. And I looked up his account real quick and I'm like, why did he just quit the game? And I'm like, oh, he was real new. This is definitely a sweatier lobby than usual for an Assault. Yeah. So I just AFK'd in the corner. We were winning that game so much as well. But,
I feel.
It is what it is. You weren't frying our Porsche, you were getting carried. That's what happened. And then you lost because I stopped.
They want a Hindu man god design.
You don't want that.
It would just be all ice.
The closest thing... No, I'm going to get all the way. The closest thing to me ever putting stuff in game was Scardy Ice, which I had some say in, but not all say. I'm going to keep claiming that up forever and ever. And Geb's +1 in Smite 2. That's
true. That
was my one big thing of like, let me leap. Let me jump a little bit. Okay, that was all my stuff. That's all I've ever had. Although a long time ago when we used to do Smite 1 design meetings and stuff like that, it was always the esports team was always asking for blinds. More blinds because we thought they were cool once upon a time.
Yeah, now you have to play against them all the time. You're like, never again.
There's not that many blinds in the game anyway. So
that's true.
Bad. It's still pretty limited.
They're a bit better now.
What's the take on bringing old Zeus back for an Aspect? I think some of the devs have talked about that before, but it's not necessarily something they plan on doing.
I don't think we're too inclined to want to bring back his old style. I think there were problems with the shield that we just
always gonna be problems.
We just didn't want to.
Does Tears suffer from the same issue as King Arthur, where he cannot be introduced until improved movement tech?
No, I don't think so. I had a conversation about this with producers and stuff, and I think Tears at that state where I think he could get by. Arthur is just very different. He has forced charge autos, and he's in-handing, so he's doing it constantly.
He's got
It's much different to a tier that is he dashes around a lot, but he's not. It's not like he has to have this intense mechanism with his auto attacks.
Gotcha.
That's really what slows down King Arthur. Honestly, if Arthur didn't have his charging in hands, he probably would be over much sooner than he is.
But
it's
the choice
really
is
that
we want to keep that as
exactly
part of the kit, really.
That's just so core to him. We can't bring it over without that. Do you have a list of new gods at Hi-Rez, or does the studio operate by we need class now and now that class? We used to operate on the thing of we knew that back in the Smite 1 days we wanted to have a new god and we wanted to fill out each role one by one.
Yeah.
We didn't necessarily have this god has to be this class. It was more all right, we have this class. Which gods do we think could make sense in that role?
Yeah, I definitely saw a thread on Reddit today, funny enough, that was just the 2013 god list. Did you see that at all?
Oh, no, I did not.
Let me see if I can pull it up. I'll check if I can bring it up. But it was basically a look at someone had, I guess we leaked something once upon a time of a whiteboard.
Yeah.
Hang on. So viewers at home can see too. See that? So it was a screenshot that someone had taken of
oh, geez, that's
some
ancient.
of the, and this is 2013 according to it. So there was Rama, Arpash, Nox, Osiris, and we kind of listed next to him what was going on.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you who it was. By the way, Hindu G is related to Hindu gods, not me, just as a heads up. I was not involved in that, as a heads up. But you can see kind of the planning and the expectation. Actually, this is the year I started, I want to say, because Geb just came out around when I was here. Then Nemesis, and I remember Scylla coming out back then too. So this was kind of
I was still in high school.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm old too, so I get it. But yeah, I just thought it was really interesting seeing that. So you can see this discussion about gods and stuff like that, but there's nothing that's always set of okay, so we're going to make this character, it's got to be a solo lane. But sometimes that will make sense, right? It's thematics. Yeah.
Yeah, our stance with new gods at this point is really we have ideas of gods that we might want to do, but we are not going to push forward on a new god until the entire team is we want to do this god. We feel passionate about this god. Yeah. And whatever role that god ends up being, that's the role they go in. We are not at all bound to this god has to be this.
What's been the most annoying thing to bring over from Smite 1? everything. Technically, I guess you brought everything over. So
yeah, I mean,
cheating,
there's a lot of things that were annoying.
I thought from this past year just gone, I know at the time you were concerned about Jormungandr. Was he as tricky as you thought he was?
No, he was actually surprisingly chill.
And it was mainly to do with the ult, wasn't it?
Yeah, the ult. The spline tech that we had prototyped out with like, because we had done a lot of stuff with like Mulan's rope, Soul's trail, like. We had a lot of spline tech all the way kind of there, especially with Aladdin's wall running, that by the time Yorn came over, it was kind of plug and play a bit with him. Okay. Like, we had to add some stuff so that he could have his head mesh, like, there and positioned correctly. Because
you need his body, but you just got to put his head on it.
But for the most part, it plugged together much easier than we thought.
So what was trickier?
I think the usual ones are the ones you would never have initially expected. The ones that we don't know a lot about, which was, like, I think the madness with Discordia, like as the most recent example, like we saw that and we were like, it'll be fine. And then you dig deep and you're like, oh, this doesn't work the way we thought.
I guess she came out after Serket, right? And I guess there's a correlation there?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so she came after Serket. And it's one of those things too of like, a lot of the time we think we know how it works. And then we look at Smite 1 and we're like, we did some weird stuff. we did not do what we thought we did. And that tends to be where the problems come out, is on the more niche gods that we don't know.
What is the wildest ever idea pitched to you, Rockey?
Probably Hecate's ult, where they wanted to carve a path through world geometry and then have it repair itself.
So the world would like disintegrate and then
there would be like a disintegration band effect through the world, and you could walk through it, and then like it would eventually magically reform. And not necessarily the most insane idea, but also they pitched it right at the start when we just got the game off the ground. When we just had the game off the ground, barely had any gods in. I think we had like the first 10.
Yeah. So you're saying years down the line, if everything continues, maybe?
Yeah, maybe at that point. But like at the start when they pitched it, it was just like, what are you doing, man? What are we doing here? How come practice mode shows difference in bugs that don't happen in game? Well, that's because jungle practice is referred to as offline, standalone, which means you are running both the quote-unquote server and client together.
Okay.
So when you're in a net game, you are just running your client and simulations of clients, but the server lives up in the sky doing its thing. So there's a lot of bugs that will produce, like, replication-wise, where it's like, in a net game, if we don't tell the thing to say, hey, we replicated down that Hindu is playing, he's playing jungle.
Okay.
And stuff. And we had to hear that he's playing jungle and then respond to that with a corresponding function.
Sure.
If we don't call that function, we won't ever get that message in a net game. But in like offline jungle practice, when that gets set, we don't have to listen for it. We just know already it's happened.
Yeah.
So that's why like jungle practice will often see bugs that you will never see in game.
Makes sense.
Because of that. We try to fix both.
Because it's good. It's a good
it's really
testing
good.
Ground in a way,
and eventually we want to probably one day in the future move some of the modes, like when you're playing just against bots.
Right.
It's like we would want those modes to not be on the server, so that way you can just play them locally.
Makes sense. Long-term goals. Can we get I've seen this question a couple of times. Can we get role-specific pins if I'm playing a certain role? I want to see the roles I'm assigned, and those pins be brought to the top. I think in the long run, Dustbreaker, I think it's something the game will look to do, but it's not on a priority list anytime soon, and it's a lot of UI work just for a very small impact, to be honest. You can still see all the gods anyway, just your ping gods in the specific role is what you're missing, but maybe one day.
In Smite 1, before you throw an ability, it shows you how much mana it's going to consume on your mana bar. Can we get this back? We can make a note of it.
What was that question? Sorry, I missed that.
In Smite 1, when you were targeting an ability, it would show you on the mana bar how much of it was going to consume.
Yeah. It was a setting that you could turn on. I'm not sure if it was actually. Okay.
We can add it to our list to do. It probably won't come in anytime soon, but that type of stuff we usually try to restore parity to.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those things of like we do want to do most of the parity stuff that you've seen in Smite 1 for the most part. Sorcerer's Ban. When someone uses agility right and gets stunned, they still move to dash location. Can we make it so they don't move at all? Is what someone was saying. If you've got specific examples of that, and you can send them over to smite2.com/bugs, we'll take a look for you.
Yeah, that one might be. That one might need design to weigh in on, because I know Agility Relic is also a very unique type of ability for specific reasons. So, like, we'll have to see. But we can definitely look into it.
Do you have a cool voice? He says as he chokes. You should try casting, probably esports. I don't know. I'm not.
Can we get co-op in jungle practice?
That's something that people have always requested, like co-op, because bring in your teammate, go against each other, and test stuff out.
We can. I'll talk with one of our level designers about that, because like we can probably This is not me promising.
Yeah, that's why I was about to confirm, because my eyes are going wide over
This is
here.
not me promising, but I can see if we can make a networked version of jungle practice that you can join.
Okay.
And we'll see.
Every time you come in this Twitch chat now.
We'll see.
Every time you come in this show now, you're going to get asked about that.
That's fine. I don't mind disappointing people. I've done it all my life.
We've been doing it for years. It's fine. Any chance of having offline bot games? I think, Davey, yeah, if you just actually listen to what Rockey said there, it's kind of a goal long term. So we'll see if that is something we can look to do.
Yeah, it's something we definitely want to do, but it's not a trivial matter to do. How do you decide at Hi-Rez for a Roman invasion of a Greek god? We flip a coin, and whatever it lands on is what we go with.
Okay.
Answer is I have no idea. I wasn't around whenever we made any of these.
It was very interesting to see the differences, but I guess it was also like flavor mixture, I guess.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
We pitched for a while like the idea of like how Smash Brothers has like ghost fighters, you know?
Yeah.
Like we've talked about doing stuff for like Mercury and Hermes.
Dionysus and Bacchus.
Yeah.
See, for me, if I had a choice between Dionysus and Bacchus, I'd have chose Bacchus.
Yeah, but I don't think we would ever want them to be separate characters. I think you could call there aspects of that, but nah, we just like to flip a coin and see which one it lands on.
Do we think the current state of items are balanced? He's asking me and you. Do we think this current state
I have no idea. I don't know what our items are. They change so often.
I was going to say, mine is the items will never be 100% balanced, because if everything was balanced, everything would be 50% win, 50% loss. You could flip a coin and never have to play the game. It's always going to be in a state of flux. There's always going to be items that are strong.
I'll let you in on a secret. There is no world in game design where anything is perfectly balanced.
Nope, never will be. Especially when you've got so many different. You've got itemization. You've got gods that are all going to interact with each other differently. There's always going to be a rock paper scissors mentality. Nothing is ever going to be truly balanced. And if you think there is a world that it is, then Godspeed to you, because it's just not going to happen. However, at the moment, it's just a day after the patch, so I'm not sure how the item balance is working out in games right now, but I'm sure the data will come through. As chat can see, I'm kind of in one of those moods. Some of these questions are like,
we're in a vibe today.
Uh-huh.
Will there ever be a true boxer god with combos included for quick time events similar to Olden Age R? Probably not. We're not that type of combat system, so probably not.
Well, you guys are making sure of that by taking away true anti-heal. Well, Jelly292, if you would have listened to the shows the last couple of weeks where the devs have come on, Pod's already discussed bringing back some forms of anti-heal, so keep your eyes peeled and keep your Twitch messages to yourself.
Any way of hiding trees and obstacles for spectator mode? I was watching on spectator and couldn't see with the trees overhead covering the lanes. There's supposed to be a material that masks out the trees if the camera gets too close.
There is, but it's still work in progress and needs additional work. I know the team's been so focused on other things with modes such as the lighting changes and also other modes in the game that you've mentioned that spectator's not been something that's been prioritized. There is definitely issues with the spectator that continue to be needed to be looked at, and it is on a backlog, but it's just going to take time. Yeah,
we'll add to the note just so that when the art team can get around to it, they will. But
we do care. Being real, we do care about like spectator as well. But it's also one of the reasons why spectator needs more functionality and more stuff coming to it. But it's going to take time. The main game is the most important thing.
Yeah, exactly. We usually tend to actually prioritize that more highly for the gods like Thor that go up into the air and they need to actually see.
Yeah.
And usually when that happens, it's like, all right, we need to fix this ASAP because I can't see and I want to be able to snipe pawn with my Thor ult and miss.
Can we get a HUD theme as a supporter bundle? I buy so quickly. I mentioned it to the team, films, but I don't think it's going to be a high priority thing. I also think HUD themes was one thing we did in Smite 1 a long time ago, and takes honestly, being real, the UI overhauls take a lot of effort.
It's an insane amount,
and the reward just isn't as worthwhile as it should be.
And then if we ever want to change the HUD,
then you got to change
God
all
help
of
us, because it's a nightmare.
You have to redo them all as well.
Yeah, that was the reason Smite 1 never got a new HUD for the longest time. Was because of those stupid HUD themes.
Was that right?
Yeah, it was one of the reasons, because the moment we made it is like we had to remake all.
We have to remake all these and make sure they all function as well. It's always the knock-on effects that have things. Yeah. Some people sometimes will put stuff in game and then have to backtrack. Not backtrack, but adjust.
Will Smite 3 have ace combat? Oh, air combat. No. But it would be cool if we had ace combat, you know.
Ace combat?
Like we just go into a corner over in like the conquest map, and
we can't do Smite planes?
We could probably do Smite planes at some point.
Okay. You were talking about flying gods. Horus is Smite planes.
Yeah.
Get clumsy on the
If you think about it, you are a plane, you're just on the ground. Just think about it like that. You are a plane. If you want to be a plane, you can believe you're a plane.
Maybe there's a case in the future, though, for the the HUD UI stuff that we can look at doing, I guess, similar things like text names and just coloration changes that you could maybe look into, but it's not something I can guarantee. I'm just thinking out loud, really.
Yeah, I mean, we have, I think, colorations on names already. With
exactly.
Fancy, like, pumpkin thing that I hate because I can't ever read people's names in the custom lobby.
That's the trick. But yeah, I think there could always be stuff for the UI.
Yeah.
How hard is it to code abilities like AMC3 when you can draw? Where you can draw?
Not terribly.
The paint system's not too bad?
Not terribly hard. We did it with Soul already.
Too as well. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
And like with the Amus and Cobb, like that would probably be like the vision of us just making a spline and just like moving the spline over time and adding more points to it. So like every like half a second we just say, here's your next point, here's your next point, here's your next one.
I figured of AMC because obviously AMC came out before Soul as well. So then when Soul came out before AMC and Smite 2, the tech for the ultimate wasn't as detailed.
Yeah, Soul I think is a little bit different because Moose and Cobb is just making like a trail of honey, whereas Soul is like making a cluster of like bombs that she's then going to explode all at once, which is a much more difficult thing to get the timings correct.
Makes sense.
But a Moose and Cobb honey, like it's probably just us adding spline points to it and having the trail expand.
Will Naja ult keep its quick time event? I have no idea whether it will or it won't. I expect it's probably going to be being similar. We're not going to.
I believe if we ever do
him.
Do him.
Yeah,
he confuses us all the time.
Don't know why.
If we ever do him, he'll probably keep the quick time event. We like to try to hold on to the things that make characters iconic.
Yeah.
But I think if we did it, we would try to make that thing more readable as a quick time event.
Okay. That would be nice because it's a newer player going, what is going on?
The amount of times I would play Smite and play with my friends and we would have the Nazar ult and we'd be like, oh, you can click those flowers?
Wait, and it does more damage? You can change? That's crazy.
Dude, it was
definitely
wild.
A difference.
Chang'e or Ratatoska news? No news to report. I mean, Ratatoska, same as I told you guys, we made him so that we could make his fur blow in the breeze.
Yeah.
And that's where he stayed. And then Chang'e, not anytime soon. We have to get the AI tech in for the bunny first, and she wants to have legs now under that skate because before she was just a floater with like a tube, and now we want to actually give her legs so that she can be skinned and have legs, and it's a more bigger task to do, Chang'e, but probably not anytime soon. But we're hoping at some point to get it over.
I don't have a clip, but did want to just let you know, Aspect Cabrakan, if you go to ult and get stunned, you will still teleport but not create the balls. It doesn't take the cooldown, so you can then just teleport and ult immediately after being unstunned. Also, thanks for the response on TikTok. Thank you for that. Please send it to Tricky Boys. Send it to smite2.com/bugs. I have made a note of it as well, but we'll definitely take a look at that Aspect ult situation.
Any difficult part of Kaon's kit? I don't know what Kaon does. He was after my time.
Oh, he was great.
All I know is he has a boat.
Hero.
So
hero of the people. He's probably one of the most annoying supports to play against, but so much fun to play as.
Yeah, maybe we'll bring him over one day, but he's not on my list. I don't know of anything about him.
I did see them there. I missed the show, TLDR. Me and Rockey talked about a lot of random questions, basically saying it's coming or it's not coming for a lot of things. And I apologize sincerely
basically,
for all the
whatever
crap
god,
that went down yesterday.
whatever god you were hoping for, I probably confirmed or denied it.
Pretty much.
But you'll never be able to find it now because you weren't watching live.
But we kicked the day off saying, hey, we hotfixed a lot of the issues that we were having yesterday. Apologies for those. Most of them are resolved, continuing to work on it. There's your TLDR. You didn't miss much in a weird way.
Can we put Ao Kwang on for the 24th or March patch? I'll tell you this.
Who, sorry?
Ao Kwang.
Okay.
For the 24th or a March patch.
Make it so.
And I'll tell you what. Just for you, I'll make sure he releases on either a 24th day or a March patch. But who knows when?
Oh my god, that's cool. Season 5 have released Smite 2 and Ao Kwang has finally appeared.
Just goes to show.
In March.
If you're going to ask me for stuff, make sure it's specific, because I will find a loophole. March of 2099. I'm in the mood today.
How does we both are. How does Hi-Rez feel about the AFK rate in Smite 2? Like, a lot of people just quit after one death. I don't think it's as high as people seem to think it is. If you are seeing people AFK and DC in your games, report them. They will get suspended, okay? A lot of talk this past 6 months has been, we don't do anything in game, and all of a sudden the community is like, I'm getting suspended. Why? Yeah. And I'm like, thought we didn't suspend anybody. But we've taken a lot of look at the suspension system and made some improvements there over time. We continue to work in the background to make sure that people who are AFK in games, even if they just run into wall or stood still, they will get noted, and your reports are getting actioned. You're just not getting the updates that you once were, and we're trying to do much better about that. Can I pay money to get Ao Kwang delayed indefinitely? Do you know what? There must be an amount of monetary gain that we could do to remove a god, because I might pay it.
We've talked about.
Can I have Nike never in the game, and I will work for free for. I was gonna say something. No, I'll work for free for a year just to make sure Nike's not there. No, that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
Send us all your legacy gems.
Yeah. Every legacy gem everyone's ever had, we can remove a character. Perfect.
Yeah, we talked about a version of an anarchy system where it's like people just voting on gods. It's just anarchy. Can we get wall queue that gives us our wall? I mean, we have wall queue. If you're not, like, you'll get your wall when you get good.
I mean, the role system really is like, you will get prioritized for your role system, but the problem is that some of the people just want to play the same role all the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, support is always going to be the lowest player base, because support relies on your teammates a lot, and everybody just looks at the teammates going, man, if only I was any one of these other roles, I could maybe have done more here in a weird regard. But at the same time, you're going to get prioritized based off the queues as well, because otherwise we don't want to leave you in a queue for 20 minutes to get your jungle role, because everyone's playing jungle.
Yeah, when everyone wants to be a hunter, it's like there can only be 2 hunters in a game, so we got to give you something. I would say try out the other roles, though. They're cool.
I'll double anything you've got to bring Nike in next. See, we could just start a debate of like,
dude,
I hate
we
this
just start
character.
a bidding war for gods.
A bidding show?
We do a Smite 2 auction.
And we have signed up 22 billion legacy gems.
22? Blake would love us.
Full support, and that will mean that with a 51% vote, Nox will be released.
I'll tell you what, Chad. We'll find a way to do a Smite 2 auction with me and Hindu, where we just auction off gods for legacy gems.
And then we have to do it then.
Yeah, but we don't have to say when we're doing it.
Yeah, but that just means they're on the list forever of like.
They're already on the list forever.
You're right. You're right.
I look at that list and it's just behind me, like moving along a chair. That clumsy keeps wheeling behind my desk.
Yeah. Make a donation jar for each god, highest at the end of the month. See, this is what we wouldn't do this stuff, because I think if we do it in some way, it's just pay to win of your favorite god or something like that. But at the same time,
and then the reality is I just won't do it because I just don't want to, and we'll just make new gods.
That's well, it is already 1:59. I know we didn't really cover too much today. Friday, I will have a different guest on the show, all being well. Not that Rockey was bad, but he's very, very busy.
It's true.
Fixing things and making things better for us for the future.
That's what they tell me I do.
That's what I've been told you do, so hopefully it is. Otherwise, this is a weird show. You could be just sat in the corner playing.
It's like I don't actually work here. I just come off the street.
I feel like I do that most of the time too. But it is time for one more question. Rockey didn't want to do it. I did it weirdly, but
I was drinking and I forgot.
I know. I timed it terribly.
It was awful.
But Friday, I'll have more information. We'll talk a little bit about ambassador applications probably on Friday. And a few other things going on as well is my plan. I'm just trying to get a few more things finalized. Can we get an announcer pack of you trying to do Smite 1 German announcer pack? No, you cannot. Not a chance. My German is nicht gut. Yeah?
No, we can't offend the Germans like that.
I think I know very, very basic German. It's not going to work.
Yeah, I don't know any.
Also, I'm English, and that's just very weird.
Yeah, that's an odd choice to be like, can you do,
you don't want me doing.
Can you do this accent?
God Roadmap Monday? Probably not Monday, no. Don't know when Kilgun has a plan for the next God Roadmap, but I guarantee it won't be a Monday just because Kilgun will be just getting back into the office then. He wouldn't have had time to put one together unless he already did, which I doubt he did.
Will we get more creature gods in the future? I mean, probably. There's still creatures in the port gods, so I would say at some point, probably.
You think the plan was Monday? Well, maybe it is, but I'm not going to guarantee it that it is there just in case because I did not hear that verbatim myself. Please can we get the tab screen when in the shop to show your active stats so I can build what I need and also show the stats at the end of the game lobby as well. Yeah, the end of the game lobby one specifically there, Solaris, it is something that we do want to do. Obviously, we want to try and make parody of Smite 1 in a lot of regards, but it's just going to take us time to fill that out. It's not that we don't want to do it, we've just not got round to it just yet.
Any ideas of having multiple Joust maps in rotation and even different themes to keep them fresh? I think we have talked about if we ever make a new version of a Joust map, I think we would want to be able to keep that and have that Joust map come back every now and again. Like how we did in Smite 1.
Yeah.
Where like we rotated around with like Chinese Joust, Mulan's Jade Corruption Joust, and then some other classic Joust thing from ancient times. But in terms of Smite 2, not anytime soon. We don't have the bandwidth to make a whole new Joust map. We still have to get Assault its own proper map eventually. So, not anytime soon.
Blink if you hate Loki players. I don't want to blink. I don't dislike Loki players. I mean, I used to hate them way more in Smite 1 than I do in Smite 2.
Loki is a fun god. He is a fun god to use. I like him a lot as an assassin.
That's the problem. A lot of gods that are fun to play are not fun for other people at times. But Loki in Smite 2 is a way better variation, in my opinion.
Put it this way. If an assassin is making you frustrated, the assassin's probably doing his job. Yep. He's probably a good assassin.
So, that's it for our show today. Rockey, any final thoughts?
No, but be kinder to your assassins.
Yeah, and be kinder to each other.
Yeah,
too,
be kind.
In your games, you know? Maybe that person in game is just having a bad day and just feeding because he's having a bad game.
Be
Say
nice.
nice things, you know? Be nice to each other. Thank you so much for tuning in for this Titan Talk Friday. We'll be back with another one. Like I said, another guest. I'm not sure who, but I'll let you know when I know. Probably when we're live.
Whoever Hindu finds in the office that I can
be like, hey, can I steal you for an hour and a half? I know you're really busy, but like, can you come on the show with me so I don't just sit here and then slowly...
It's just people like strapped to the chair and tied.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you all so much for tuning in, though. Hopefully all the issues are resolved that we've been seeing throughout the day. But if we don't see you before then, we'll see you on the battlegrounds. Goodbye.
Dun, dun, dun.